Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission. It is Thursday, August the 24th, 2:01 p.m., and we are here for our weekly commission business meeting. It's a special business meeting because we've changed the day from Thursday to Wednesday. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Appearing virtually, we have Commissioner Irvin, Commissioner Caston, and Commissioner Carolee Williams. Present in the hearing room, we have Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Thomas, and Chair Belser. Please join me for a moment of silence before we begin our meeting. Thank you. We recognize Mr. Powers to present our agendas today. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Vice Chair Powers and Commissioners. The first order of business is to set the next Commission business meeting. Staff recommends the next regularly scheduled meeting be held Thursday, September 1st at 2 p.m.
Our next business meeting will be on Thursday, September 1st at 2 p.m., and that is a regularly scheduled business meeting. Thank you.
There are 10 items on the utilities agenda and 4 items on the motor carrier agenda. Item number 1 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 2022-258G. This is the request for approval of agreements between Dominion Energy South Carolina, Inc. and Kingston Resort Owner, LLC.
Commissioners, we've heard the item described by Mr. Powers. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Commissioner Irvin, you have the floor.
Thank you. I move that the Commission approve the agreements for transportation service with firm gas standby between Kingston Resort Owner, LLC and Dominion Energy South Carolina, Incorporated. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
I vote aye. That motion carries. And I do note for the record that Commissioner Justin Williams is in class this week and is not attending the meeting.
Item number 2 involves docket number 2019-108G. Staff presents for Commission consideration the request for approval of the 20th Amendment to the United States Department of Defense contract filed on behalf of Dominion Energy South Carolina, Inc.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item 2. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin.
thank you. I move that the Commission approve the 20th Amendment to the approved contract between Dominion Energy South Carolina, Incorporated and the United States Department of Defense through its contracting agent, Defense Logistics Agency, Energy, FEE, Utility Services. Amendment 20 modifies certain terms of the natural gas distribution system contract that was approved by order number 2019-272. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 2022-259E to establish a procedural schedule in the docket.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item 3. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
thank you. I move that the following procedural schedule be set in this proceeding. The return date, 10/21/22. All other parties' direct testimony pre-file date, 10/28/22. Rebuttal testimony pre-file date, 11/9/22. Surrebuttal testimony pre-file date, 11/21/22. customer public hearing date 11/28/22 and to continue as necessary. Hearing date 11/29/22 and to continue as necessary. In order to maintain these dates, I instruct the clerk's office to provide a notice to Dominion consistent with this motion by the close of business today. Further, I move that staff have the ability to modify the schedule as necessary. So moved.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? I would like to note that this schedule deviates from the proposed schedule submitted by Dominion. However, in reviewing the schedule, it became apparent that there may not be sufficient time in that proposed schedule to afford proper notice to customers of the hearing. We are constrained by the requirements of 5827-865 subsection D, and that is what we have tried to comply with in scheduling the hearing and the dates. So I'm very supportive of your motion, Commissioner Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no more discussion, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 is in docket numbers 2022-161W, 2022-166W, and 2022-167W. Staff presents the establishment of procedural schedules in these dockets.
Commissioners, we've heard item 4 described by Mr. Powers. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Caston. I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston, you're recognized. We are barely hearing you, though.
Can you hear me now?
That's a little better. Thank you.
I will speak loudly, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I move to approve the following procedural schedules for the dockets in this matter. All dates are for this calendar year, 2022. For docket number 2022-166-W and docket number 2022-167-W, Utility Direct, August 26th. ORS Direct, September 12th. Utility Rebuttal, September 19th. ORS Surrebuttal, September 26th. Merits Hearing, October 11th. For docket number 2022-161-W, Utility Direct, September 2nd. ORS Direct, September 16th. Utility Rebuttal, September 23rd. ORS Surrebuttal, September 30th. Merits Hearing, October 12th. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 5 is in docket numbers 2019-185E, 2019-186E, 2021-89E, and 2021-90E. Staff presents for commission consideration Johnson Development Associates, Inc.'s request to be allowed to withdraw as an intervening party.
Commissioners, with regard to item 5 as described by Mr. Powers, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request of Johnson Development Associates Incorporated to withdraw as an intervening party in docket numbers 2019-185E, 2019-186E, 2021-89E, and 2021-90E. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 appears in docket number 2022-91E. This is the final disposition of Duke Energy Carolinas LLC's application for approval of demand-side management and energy efficiency rider 14.
With regard to item number 6, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion, please.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Based on the information presented in Duke Energy Carolina LLC's application, the ORS report, and the company's response to the ORS report, I move that the Commission approve Rider 14 to the company's demand-side management and energy efficiency program for the calendar year 2023 as filed by the company. This rider will result in an approximate bill decrease of $296 per month for the average residential customer using 1,000 kilowatt hours per month. The updated rider will also an approximate rate decrease of 0.0991 cents per kilowatt for non-residential customers. Two matters were discovered over the course of ORS's review affecting the application and supporting materials. On May 27, 2022, the company filed updates to the application with the Commission, including actual net metering cost data and corrections to paragraph 7 of the application. The updates have a negligible impact on Rider 14, and I move the company true up the monthly net metering revenues as part of DEC's next DSM/EE rider proceeding. ORS review also found that non-residential information technology energy efficient, which is ITEE program, has not passed cost effectiveness testing for over 6 consecutive years and is projected to fail the cost effectiveness test for vintage 2023. I move the company place this program in maintenance mode and not allow new customers into the ITEE program until necessary changes are incorporated to improve the cost effectiveness of the program. In order to track in a timely fashion the changes in the ITEE program, the company shall file an interim report specific to the ITEE program, which gives an update on its economic viability and explains why any changes or contemplated changes to the program will make it more economically efficient. This report shall be filed 6 months from the day of the order in this docket, which shall include the 4 utility cost effectiveness tests: the utility cost test, the total resource cost test, the participant cost test, the ratepayer impact measure test. With regards to concerns expressed by the interveners, I further move that the parties continue discussion of these matters in the collaborative. So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair Powers. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Caston.
I was on mute. I apologize. I support the motion, and I just wanted to note that I think having the other cost effectiveness test is my understanding that the utilities do those anyway. And I think it's good for transparency, for no other reason, to have all of those shown. So I applaud that and I support the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Any further discussion? We'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 involves docket number 2022-248E. Staff presents for Commission consideration Duke Energy Carolinas LLC's application for approval of the transfer and sale of property in Charlotte, North Carolina.
With regard to item 7 as described by Mr. Powers, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas,
I move that the commission grant the request of Duke Energy Progress LLC for approval of the transfer and sale of property in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
I said I think Duke Energy Progress, but I believe we should have referenced
It is Duke
Duke
Energy
Energy
Carolinas.
Carolinas. So,
It should, yeah, we will note that change in your motion.
thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 8 appears in docket number 2021-307E. Staff presents for commission consideration the petition to review a grid reliability and stability proposal filed on behalf of Ananta Gopalan.
With regard to agenda item 8, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you. I move the commission thank Mr. Goplin for his informational filing with the commission and accept the filing for the information contained within. Since no further action is required in the matter, also move that this docket be administratively closed.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. The motion carries.
Item number 9 can be found in docket number 2005-83A, 2022-162E, 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E. Staff recommends that this item be carried over.
Item 9 is carried over.
Item number 10 is in docket number 2022-223E. It is the Lockhart Power Company request for approval of the Renewable Energy Credit Purchase and Sale Agreement and request for confidential treatment.
Commissioners, we've heard the description of item number 10. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request for approval of the Renewable Energy Credit Purchase and Sale Agreement and grant the request for confidential treatment. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda for the commission. Moving on to the motor carrier agenda, item number 1 is in docket number 2022-260T. It is the application of Latoya McClam doing business as Bright Light Ride Along for Class C Charter Certificate.
With regard to transportation agenda item number 1, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion. This is Commissioner Williams.
Commissioner Williams, please go ahead.
I move that the commission grant the application of Latoya McClam doing business as Bright Light Ride Along for a Class C Charter Certificate. This Class C Charter Certificate grants Latoya McClam doing business as Bright Light Ride Along Authority to provide motor carrier services as follows: between points and places in Florence County in the state of South Carolina, restricted to 7 passengers. I move the commission find Latoya McClam doing business as Bright Light Ride Along is fit, willing, and able to provide the service to the public as requested. I move that the commission find a certificate shall be issued by the Office of Regulatory Staff upon Latoya McClam doing business as Bright Light Ride Along, complying with South Carolina Code annotated section 58-23-10 as amended, and the applicable regulations for motor carriers, South Carolina Code Annotated Regs, Volume 10, 2012, as amended, and the requirements listed in Exhibit A, which are attached to this directive. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Carol Lee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 is in docket number 2008-30T. It is the request of Columbia Charlotte Shuttle, Inc. for reinstatement of their Class C charter certificate.
With regard to transportation, item number 2, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission find to reinstate the Class C charter certificate number 7913 of Columbia Charlotte Shuttle Incorporated. I move that the commission find a reinstated certificate shall be issued by the Office of Regulatory Staff upon Columbia Charlotte Shuttle Incorporated, complying with SC Code annotated section 58-23-10 at sequence, as amended, and the applicable regulations for motor carriers, SC Code Annotated Regs, Volume 10 of 2012, as amended, and the requirements listed in Exhibit A, which are attached to this directive. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item 3 is in docket number 2022-172T. It is the request of Euro Luxury Transport LLC for cancellation of its Class C charter certificate.
With regard to transportation, item number 3, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you. I move the commission grant the request of Euro Luxury Transport LLC to cancel its Class C charter certificate number 9689.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item 4 is in docket number 2021-262T. It is the request of Ebenezer Ride Services LLP to amend its Class C certificate to read Ebenezer Ride Services LLC.
Commissioners, you've heard the agenda item 4 described. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Commissioner Powers?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the commission amend the Class C non-emergency certificate number 9653 of Ebenezer Ride Services LLP by changing the name to Ebenezer Ride Service LLC. I move the commission file an amended certificate shall be issued by the Office of Regulatory Staff upon Ebenezer Ride Services LLC complying with the South Carolina Code annotated section 58-23-10 as amended and applicable regulations for motor carriers, South Carolina Code annotated regulations, volume 10, 2012, as amended, and the requirements listed in Exhibit A, which are attached to this directive. Madam Chair, I may have misstated LLC instead of LLP in the bottom part of the motion. I think they'll have to apply as they are for the new name. This is simply a change in the corporate structure of the organization. Does not affect any sort of users of their service as far as price or anything else.
Thank you, Vice Chair Powers, for that clarification. Is there any discussion on Vice Chair Powers' motion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes the business notice before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Powers. This will conclude our meeting today. Our next regularly scheduled business meeting will be Thursday, September 1st at 2 p.m. Thank you and have a good afternoon. This concludes our meeting.